Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a team of the most hated players in the NHL. So nothing has changed except it's just a team of the most hated players with the New Jersey Devils logo, because kind of like Devils hated, a bit of the same thing except just like. So yeah, so I will show you our lineup. So here's our forward lineup. On left wing we got Brad Marchand, Crosby, and Kachuk. On our second line we got Taylor Hall, Tavares, and Tom Wilson. Our third line, we got Brady Tkachuk, Nazem Kadri, and Tyler Bertuzzi. And our fourth line is TJ Oshie, Evander Kane, and Ryan Reeves. By the way, I haven't touched any of this. This is all what the computer wants, so we're doing what the computer gets. So yeah, some of these players might not be hated as much. Like, not many people really hate Tyler Bertuzzi, or like Taylor Hall. Not many people hate Taylor Hall as well. So I mean, but they're one of the people that do get a ton of hate, so I put them on here. So yeah. Moving on to defensive lines. On the first defensive pair, we got Dmitry Orlov and Jacob Trouba. Second pair is Oliver Chillington and Tony DeAngelo. And our third pair is Max Domi and Radko Gudas. So I know you're wondering why Max Domi is playing defense. It's because there wasn't really any other defenseman that's more hated. So like Orlov isn't that hated as well. I just put him there because people don't really like him as well. I know people don't like Tony DeAngelo because I think he like betrayed his team or something like that. He hates his team or whatever, so people don't really like him. And people 100% don't like Radko Gudas after what he did to Toronto Maple Leafs this playoffs. In net, you already know we got Jordan Binnington starting, and then Marc-Andre Fleury backing him up. I know Marc-Andre Fleury used to be like loved a lot, but people have been like, no one really likes him anymore. No, he's not that good. He kind of acts like not as nice as he used to do. So yeah, but everyone hates Jordan Binnington. We will now simulate to the end of the season, and we'll see how it goes. I think this team will finish in a wild card spot, so we'll see how it goes. So like, what happened? I expected this team to make a wild card spot, not get first in the division. We clinched our whole conference. How? I guess I underrated them a bit. Uh, the only reason I said that they were gonna go wild card was because usually a team that has a forward on defense kind of does worse because it's not their exact position. But I guess it doesn't apply here, so I don't know, bro. That's crazy. But anyways, the Chicago hated placed number one in the Central Division with 111 points, 53 wins, 24 losses, and 5 overtime losses. Second goes to the Winnipeg Jets with 82 games played, 99 points, 47 wins, 30 losses, and 5 overtime losses. And third goes to the Colorado Avalanche with 95 points, 30 losses, and 9 overtime losses. The Chicago Hated placed first in the Western Conference and first in the entire league, winning the President's Trophy. Brad Marchand leading the team in scoring with 82 games played, 45 goals, 48 assists for 93 points. Sidney Crosby's going to come out second with 82 games played, 24 goals, and 59 assists for 83 points. And third is going to go to Matthew Tkachuk for 24 goals, 37 assists, and 61 points. Out of the entire league, Connor McDavid's winning the Hart Trophy with 33 goals and 64 assists for 97 points. Second is going to go to Leon Draisaitl with 37 goals, 59 assists for 96 points. And third is going to go to Austin Matthews with 53 goals, 40 assists for 93 points. Pretty sure that's going to win him the Rocket Richard. Marc-Andre Fleury will play 60 games for the team with 40 wins, 18 losses, 2 overtime losses with 6 shutouts, and a .917 save percentage and 248 goals against average. Jordan Binnington will play 24 games with 13 wins, 6 losses, 3 overtime losses, 2 shutouts with a .903 save percentage and a .267 goals against average. Freddie Anderson will play 69 games played with 40 wins, 21 losses, 7 overtime losses, with 3 shutouts and a .904 save percentage and 281 goals against average. Vasilevsky replaced second of 61 games played, 40 wins, 17 losses, 4 overtime losses, 1 shutout, and 911 save percentage, and a 267 goals against average. And third is Marc-Andre Fleury with 60 games played, 40 wins, 18 losses, 2 overtime losses, and 6 shutouts of a 917 save percentage and a 248 goals against average. Here's how the playoff tree looks right now. The Winnipeg Jets will play the Colorado Avalanche. The Chicago Hated will play the Nashville Predators. The Canucks will play the Calgary Flames. And the Oilers will play the Dallas Stars. On the Eastern Conference side, we got the Rangers playing the Capitals. The Hurricanes playing the Sabres. The Boston Bruins playing the Red Wings. And the Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Florida Panthers. We're going to start simulating the first 4 games and see how it goes. Nashville win the first game 5-2. So, okay, we have a 3-1 series lead already. We're now going to be watching the game, but in a simulation, so it's going to be quick. We're in the simulation right now. First period underway. Here we go. 3 shots, 4 shots for the Chicago Hated. Nashville got the first shot on the board. Chicago dominating the game so far. Still no score. Power play underway. Penalties killed off by the Predators. Shots are 15-2. How are the Predators not allowing a goal? Saros is carrying. And first period's over, 0-0 to score. Now, Chicago Katy get another shot. Predators are getting a few shots in here. They're finally getting back in the game. And Ryan Johansson scores for the first goal of the game. It's 1-0 for the Nashville Predators. Wow. Dominating the game as the Chicago Hated, and they cannot even score. That's crazy. Nashville is on their power play, but the penalty is over. And it's tied! Matthew Tkachuk on UC Saros. They finally get one by Saros. And it scores again! Dmitry Orlov! And it's 2-1. 34 shots to 21. Predators have caught up in shots. 8:04 left to go. 2-1 game. If the if the Chicago Hated win, they move on. A minute to go, 2 seconds, and that'll do it. The Chicago Hated move on to the second round. Here's how the playoff tree looks like right now. The Winnipeg Jets sweep the Colorado Avalanche. The Chicago Hated win against the Predators in 5 games. The Calgary Flames defeat the Canucks in 5 games. And the Edmonton Oilers defeat the Dallas Stars in 6. On the Eastern Conference side, we got the Rangers defeating the Capitals in 6 games. We got the Carolina Hurricanes defeating the Buffalo Sabres in 5 games. We got the Red Wings defeating the Bruins in 6 games. And we got the Tampa Bay Lightning defeating the Panthers in 7. Once again, we will be simulating the first 4 games and see how it goes. And the series is tied at 2-2 so far. We're going to simulate to the next game. And the Jets have a 3-2 series lead. Can they eliminate the Chicago Hated? First period underway. 2-2 to shots. And Evander Kane scores from the blue line. He snipes it home and Eli's answers back with 15:20 to go. The score is tied at 1-1 so far. Winnipeg is dominating in the shots. 5-on-4 power play for the Winnipeg Jets. Penalties killed off. 2:11 to go in the first. And that'll do it for the first period. Second period underway. The Chicago Hated are dominating in shots. Winnipeg gets a power play. And Tyler Bertuzzi scores. As the penalty's over, Bertuzzi snipes it home in front of the net. But Mark Scharfly in front ties the game once again. And Brad Marchand on the power play. It's 3-2 for the Chicago Hated. 5-on-4 power play once again. And end of the second period. Moving on to the third. Here we go. 18:49 left to go. Shots are 31-23 for the Chicago Hated. Jets are on a power play. Penalties killed off. Chicago wins this game, then they move on. Close game so far here, 5 minutes to go. No one has scored. Can the Devils hold it? And they do. The Devils force a Game 7. Not really the Devils. The Chicago Hated force a Game 7 against the Winnipeg Jets at home. First period underway here in Game 7. Chicago Hated are at home. Shots are 1-1. Chicago going to get a power play here. The penalty is killed off by the Winnipeg Jets. And scores! It's Kyle Connor! Strikes first in Game 7. And it's 1-0 for the Winnipeg Jets. 1-0 to score so far. 4:43 left to go. 45 seconds to go, and that'll be it for the first period. 1-0 the score is for the Jets. Shots are 11-9, and it's tied! John Tavares! And Tony DeAngelo from the blue line snipes it home against Colin Helbach, and it's tied! What is going on? 3 goals in a matter of a minute, and Brady Tkachuk! It's 3-2. What is going on? Connor Helbach can't really make a save here to save his life in the second period. Shots are 20-18 for the Jets. John Tavares, DeAngelo, and Brady Tkachuk both scored this period, but Sam Gagner keeps the game close. Third period, final period, potentially in scores. It's DeMello, but Ryan Reeves scores. And Marchand scores again on a power play. What is going on? I cannot speak. I cannot commentate this at all. Shots are 30-23, 5-3 to score. The Jets need to be 5-3 to score. The Jets need to spark something soon. It's Nathan Schmidt. That's one. They're down by 1 now. A minute to go, 18 seconds, and that'll do it. The Jets are eliminated after having a 3-2 series lead. They're eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs, and the Chicago Hated have moved on to the Western Conference Final. Here's what happened in the playoff tree so far. The Chicago Hated defeat the Winnipeg Jets 4-3, Game 7. The Edmonton Oilers defeat the Calgary Flames in Battle of Alberta in 7 games. Now moving on to the eastern side, Carolina sweeps the New York Rangers, and the Detroit Red Wings defeat the Tampa Bay Lightning in 5 games. We are simulating the first 4 games of the Western Conference Final. Series is currently tied at 2-2. We're going to simulate the next game, Game 5. And the Oilers have a 3-2 series lead over the Chicago Hated. It's Game 6 here in Edmonton. Chicago Hated on a power play, penalties killed off. Oilers are dominating this game. Shots are 7-2. 10 minutes to go in the first period. No score here so far. First period's almost over, and end of the first period 0-0 to score. Shots are 11-11. Second period scores! Matthew Tkachuk! Just 24 seconds in, it's Matthew Tkachuk scoring the first goal of the game past Jack Campbell. 1-0 to score still. And it's again Matthew Tkachuk! And then Sidney Crosby, 3-0. Oh my god. It's an onslaught here. Chicago Hated win this game. They force a Game 7. 3-0 to score. Moving on to the third and final period. Shots are 24-17. And John Tavares and Nazem Kadri both score 2 goals in a matter of a minute. And it's Ryan Reeves, 6-0. What is going on? This is a collapse for the Oilers here. Oh my god, it's Sidney Crosby again. 7-0 for the Chicago Hated. 3 minutes to go. 16 seconds. And that'll do it. The Chicago Hated have forced a Game 7. Game 7 here in Chicago. If there's any overtime, we will be watching the overtime. 0-0 the score so far. 5-2. Scores! John Tavares! It's the first of Game 7. Shots are 63 for the Chicago Hated right now. 5:29 left to go in the first period. 2 minutes to go. And first period's over. Shots are 10-5. Second period underway. 5-on-4 power play for the Oilers. Penalties killed off. 5-on-4 power play once again. And scores! Leon Draisaitl past the penalty, but scores past Marc-Andre Fleury. 7:01 left to go. Tied at 1-1. 4:08. The Chicago Hated on a power play. They cannot score. Shots are 19-17 for the Oilers. Third period. Let's see who could score first. It is Jesse Puljujarvi. There we go. They've taken the lead in Game 7. Hated need to respond back. Oilers on a 5-on-4 power play. 9 minutes to go. 7:37. 6:45. And Jesse Puljujarvi once again. It's 3-1. Crosby scores. It's 3-2. Can something happen here? Final minute. And that'll do it. The Chicago Hated are eliminated from the playoffs in the Western Conference Final of Game 7 as they lose 3-2 as Jesse Puljujarvi strikes twice and Leon Draisaitl scores once. And Chicago almost making a late push, but it's not enough. And here's what the playoff bracket looks like as the Oilers on the western side defeat the Chicago Hated in Game 7 and the Carolina Hurricanes defeat the Red Wings in 6 games. Now it'll be the Oilers and Hurricanes in the Stanley Cup Finals, a rematch of 2006. And it's the end of the playoffs as the Edmonton Oilers are the Stanley Cup champions. The player who led the team in points for the playoffs is Sidney Crosby with 19 games played, 10 goals, 16 assists for 26 points. Second place goes to Brad Marchand for 19 games played, 9 goals, 15 assists for 24 points. And Matthew Tkachuk gets 19 games played, 8 goals, 10 assists for 18 points. Out of the entire league, McDavid's going to lead the way for the Oilers with 26 games played, 13 goals, 18 assists for 31 points. Tied for second is going to be Leon Draisaitl with 26 games played, 12 goals, 14 assists for 26 points. Sidney Crosby's tied with him as well for 19 games played, 10 goals, 16 assists for 26 points. And Sebastian Aho is also going to be tied with Crosby and Draisaitl with 21 games played, 8 goals, 18 assists for 26 points. Here's what happened in the playoffs with our goaltenders. 19 games played, 11 wins, 8 losses, 0 overtime losses, and 2 shutouts with a .900 save percentage and a 293 goals against average for Marc-Andre Fleury. Out of the entire league, Jack Campbell's your Stanley Cup winning goaltender of 26 games played, 16 wins, 9 losses, 1 overtime loss with a 4 shutouts and 918 save percentage and 255 goals against average. Freddie Anderson's behind him, 21 games played, 14 wins, 5 losses, 2 overtime losses, 5 shutouts of a 933 save percentage and 192 goals against average, which is actually pretty good. And Marc-Andre Fleury with 19 games played, 11 wins, 8 losses, 0 overtime losses with 2 shutouts and a 900 save percentage and 293 goals against average. So here are the team awards as the Stanley Cup goes to the Edmonton Oilers. The President's Trophy goes to the Chicago Hated. Clarence Campbell Bowl goes to the Oilers. And the Prince of Wales Trophy goes to the Carolina Hurricanes. The Art Ross Trophy goes to Connor McDavid. The Hart Memorial Trophy goes to Brad Marchand. James Norris Memorial Trophy goes to Adam Fox. The Lady Byng Memorial Trophy goes to DeBrincat. The Calder Trophy goes to Owen Power. The Conn Smythe Trophy goes to Connor McDavid. The Vezina Trophy goes to Thatcher Demko. The William M. Jennings Trophy goes to Marc-Andre Fleury. Bill Masterton Memorial Trophy goes to Nizov. The Frank Selke Trophy goes to Patrice Bergeron. The Ted Lindsay Award goes to Brad Marchand. And the Maurice Richard goes to Austin Matthews. Hope you guys enjoy watching that video. See you guys next time. Comment down below what you want to see next. And hope you enjoyed.